So I was kind of thinking about like a little bit of free flow today, depending who shows up, and I also wanted to look into a little bit of Python, but then I realized maybe we didn't spend enough time on the command line, which people were kind of like just getting some traction and getting excited about certain things, and I also feel like there was not full, like I didn't show the full power of what's possible. There's a little bit of a scripts, maybe like for some people it's still not clear what is a bash script, and some of the other interesting tools, for example FFmpeg, that's Gene mentioned today during his lab as well, and people are like, what is FFmpeg? So maybe we'll like play a little bit with that, and try to do things and just kind of practice command line. But this is I want to actually start with this tool Vincent mentioned. This is a pretty fun one. Wait, hold on, where is it? I don't think I have it installed here. Oh,
that video is hilarious too.
Yep.
The most hyped video of all time.
Let's try to install this. So this tool basically allows you to have an LLM inside of a terminal. And the power of that, of course, is that you can easily put it in the script, and then you can pipe input from other command into that, or from that to another commands, which is pretty useful. But it's also pretty handy to not have like your browser open. You can just ask quick throwaway questions to that. It's always like sort of a new chat. Let's see if it's.
Name of it? Shell GPT.
It's called Shell GPT.
Shell GPT. Shell-GPT.
So I think this should be available, but it's not available. Maybe I need to restart my terminal.
Oh, did you already install it?
Yeah. I think it didn't add it to my path. Oh, here you go. So OpenAI API key. Do I even have that?
But you don't need to do that if you point it at a lemma, and this is running even at render beast. And so that was the thing I wanted to see, is if everybody wanted, and that's really easy in AI chat. I don't actually know if it is easy in Shell GPT.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, chat is like Shell GPT.
It's pretty much the same thing, but I like the syntax a little bit better.
So since I stream and recording, I'm not gonna show my the key. So we're gonna move on. But check this tool, it's pretty cool because you can do stuff like this, like find a shell command, and it's just basically give you a bash command that you can run. Or you can do things, for example, here he's doing git diff, and that's showing like the changes in your local files in the folder, and then it's piping in there, and it said generate git commit message. That symbol means pipe, so whatever this thing output gets piped into this command, and then kind of stuff like that. Or here, this one is nice. So it's saying GPT with the prompt summarize, and then it's basically piping the whatever txt document into that, and you get an output.
Even though they spelled summarize wrong.
Still works. So, okay, let's look at FFmpeg. Who doesn't know what FFmpeg is?
Me.
Gandala?
No.
This is what it is. So if you go to the website, so what it is I don't know, a Swiss Army knife for converting or manipulating videos or photos. It can do basically any imaginable format that exists out there. I don't think there's a more comprehensive solution. I think every single company use that on the back end for one reason or another. And what's amazing about this tool that I particularly like, that it's distributed as a single binary often as well. So it means that it's one file, You just drop it on your system and then you can use it.
Although, even though they're open source, they still are really bitchy about redistributing it.
Like who?
FFmpeg would. Like NDI broke like the license of redistributing it, and then FFmpeg banned them from ever being able to use it and redistribute.
Well, they have their license, right? Like whatever that
Because-
license is.
But I mean, this is
Open-
similar. We know. I forgot his name now, but well, the guy from Tool.
Yeah, and Thomas.
Thomas, he was also like mentioning that, but like the thing is that they have both proprietary software and they're trying to, close open software, free software. So that's really the problem, is a license violation. Of course you get banned.
So go to downloads and then you can download a version for your system. So on Mac OS, what is it telling me? Static build for Mac OS 64. Is what I want.
What kind of manipulations can you do? Is it like conversions and encoding?
You can re-encode video, you can convert them, change the resolution, concatenate video, separate audio from video, concatenate audio and video together. You can convert image sequence into a video or video into image sequence. You can have snapshots of the video taken at some interval. Pretty much anything you can do.
Transform,
Here's
like
effects, adding text.
Everything that you're doing in any video editing software is doing FFmpeg under the hood.
Sort of.
Sort of.
What, like Premiere is doing?
Yeah. Like an export, like probably when you're media encoding it.
I was working at this company, and it's visual effects company, and part of a visual effects pipeline usually involves you receive media from other company, you send it, and you usually add what's called a slate to a video. This usually just a frame that goes in front of the video that looks like this, but it's an interactive frame, so it has all these fields that needs to be filled in interactively by whatever tool generating it, and it has to have like a thumbnail. And this is useful for just managing those shots that get sent to other company to work on and back. And before this, the company was using Nuke, which is a whole blown application to generate this one single frame. And I thought it's such a big overkill. And they were already using also FFmpeg for transcoding. I thought, what if I can make that thing in FFmpeg? It gotta be the way. And I just sit down over the weekend and wrote this bash script, which I thought, here, this is actually the FFmpeg command. So this is a single FFmpeg command right here. It's just broken into multiple lines. And that's generate that slate that I show you with the text right here. So it adds the logo from a graphic file, it adds the company name, which, you input your own name. Hi. So you add all these fields, it grab the snapshot and that kind of stuff. And it turns out when I start doing this, that FFmpeg also has a node-based, basically compositing system that allows you to, it has a feature called complex filter. It allows you to do any kind of basically image processing and manipulation on the video. And it has a node-based syntax where you can define your nodes. Let's say I have 3 videos input. Then they come together, I concatenate them. Maybe on the first video I trim the first part, but the first video needs to be black and white, and the second two. So you can do all this kind of crazy stuff with FFmpeg. And this is syntax in the square brackets. It kind of like, it's defined as an input and an output, and then get composited into this whole insane pipeline. The hardest thing about this whole thing was to just dealing with the bash syntax errors. And so we're gonna start simple. I think if you have brew, so you can just do brew install FFmpeg. I think this is probably the easiest way to install. And if you don't have brew, you should install brew absolutely, because it's great. That's on Mac. If you're on other platforms, just do it from the website.
I got an error saying homebrew cores a shallow clone, but it's continuing.
Let's see. Maybe there's it's called a little different.
It's still down, it's downloading.
Hold on. No, it's called FFmpeg here. So let's cd to my pictures. I have a demo directory there. Just a couple files. So first, the cool thing about FFmpeg that it comes with a utility called FFprobe that allows you to see what's inside of the video. And this is a sort of absolute and true way to see what's inside the video. There's always like a problem on how to see what's the format what codec does this video actually use. But if you use this tool, it's output bunch of crap that can be ignored. The thing that you really care about is this word called stream 0. So a video inside consists of multiple streams usually. And those streams could be either a video or an audio, and it could be multiple of them inside a video container, which is a MP4 in this case is the video container for my file. So if I open, let me just open it and then. Here, I'm looking at this underwater MP4 file. Your feet are dirty? Sean,
Huh?
your feet are muddy?
What is it?
Are you feeling naughty?
Am I feeling naughty?
Or you
Are you feeling naughty?
Are you
Are you feeling naughty for some FFmpeg?
Yeah.
Come on in.
Get
He's
your
asked if there's
FFmpeg.
mud on your
Oh,
shoes.
my feet bloody.
I left that
Are your
outside.
feet naughty now?
A little bit.
You're
Why?
both nutty and naughty.
Yeah. Okay, wait. How can I wipe them off? Oh, shit. I did that.
You'll see mine just sitting out by the door, just dropping the rain.
Huh?
Just leave them upside down, we'll be clean by the time you leave.
So I can see from here, from the stream, this is all the information that is important about this video and the encoder. So the main thing to pay attention is that it's H.264. This is a major encoding that used that majority of applications, let's say, support, and that's sort of the best one for producing small file sizes. And the other thing I can see that this is the resolution of this video. And this is also important, is basically define the quality of the encoder. It said how many kilobits per second is the bit rate of this video. Maybe you heard about bit rate. It's basically the higher this number, the better quality of your video. And then one of the more important part, I can see the FPS. Yo. You guys 30 minutes late.
What was the command for this?
That was it's part of a FFmpeg suite tool. It's actually I was wrong when I said it's a single executable. There's actually I think 3 or 4 executables within there. But FFmpeg can be run as a single executable, no problem. So it's called FFprobe. But I think if you actually run FFmpeg on that file, it will show you the same information. No, it doesn't. Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. Maybe there is a way. But so let's say I want to convert this video to a different, well, I guess it's already in this format. But let's say I want to convert this video to its image sequence. So I want to split it into frames for whatever reason. So what we can do FFmpeg and type I for input. This takes this video, and I think you don't need to type output. So let's try. So I need to create a folder first. And so I specify this folder, and then I specify, let's say, like an image. That's just for the name. And then what this is 0. Forgot its syntax. I think it's like that. Let's say it's JPEG image. So this basically will be substituted with the image number. And what it means is like this is just a special character that is used. And 04, that means that the image sequence will have the number prepended to it that is 1, 2, 3, 4, but it has padded by 4 zeros. And D means that it's a digit.
Why do you have to create a new folder for this instead of just put it in the current?
I mean, I just don't want to dump a bunch of images in here. It's going to be a lot.
And Keith, for the people that arrived late, can you tell me what you're doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you okay? We
It's like nobody is.
I mean, I can also
But,
leave. I read that it was like for very beginners.
I wa-
That's why I.
But
came,
no,
you know.
no, believe me, I targeted specifically for you. But when like I see the room and I get
Yeah.
gauge what certain people are here, so I start talking about certain level because I don't want to keep basic for people who.
Makes sense.
So, and then you not guest usually like you don't come here often, and you come one time and late, so it's like whatever.
Okay. Totally fair.
So,
That's
but in
okay.
few words,
Super
we're
fair.
exploring command line tools for converting any media to any other format, like converting video into another video type, converting video into images, or images into a video, and that tool is called FFmpeg. It's kind of a Swiss Army knife for media conversion.
It's called what? Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, it's here. This first word, FFmpeg. That's the tool name. And check it out. So this is a very simple command, and then we just converted video into a bunch of images. That's me underwater.
What frame is this frame by frame?
And you see the 04, yeah, this frame by frame. This is just JPEG images here. So 24 frames per second.
Where is this?
Egypt.
In the Nile?
Huh?
In the Nile?
Nile.
You said Egypt?
Egypt, yeah, Red Sea.
Oh, right.
Nile, the water, the crystal water in the Nile. Oh, yeah. It's so nasty there, I feel like. So, and then you can do a reverse operation of that with a similar command. So, for example, here is the video I rendered from Blender for Igor. This is a depth map of the dodecahedron that I just animated. But often when you do a rendering from 3D package, you render into an image sequence because sometimes each frame could take like a minute to render. And if you're doing overnight, something fail. So it's always nice to have an image sequence. And when you're working with media, it's just like a very common task, have like image sequence, get the video. So we can do the same thing with this sequence. So if you go FFmpeg, SS, the dodecahedron, we just completely stop. Let me just hide this. So I press LK, Command L to erase everything.
Minus I is what function again?
Huh?
And the minus I?
This stands for input. So whatever fall after this space, this is an input to this program.
Okay.
So this is called command line flag. And you can see all of them if you type man FFmpeg. So this is a full, this is talking about decoding. This is actually pretty crazy shit. But you see there's all this command line flag that you can specify, no banner, CPU flags. Yeah, a lot. Here, here's I. Main option, I, followed by your URL input. I don't know why they call it URL because usually it's URI, something identifier. So we do FFmpeg I I press tab, so it gives me the completion of what files you have. So I do this SS. So I'll have a lot of files. Let's see what's inside. So it's also called SS. So it's how to complete that. But so then I have, you know, this is an image sequence, and I have this frame number 001, 0002, 0003. So I need to create, like, I need to describe it. What's the pattern that it's looking? And it's exactly the same way to describe it. I do a $04. So 4 stands for 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 digits. And D for digits. And the format of this is PNG. So this is my input, and the output will be inside of the same directory or demo. .mp4. So we're not specifying any codec or anything. I think by default it's used H.264. Let's just try and see. And this is how fast it's encoding. It's saying 100 FPS, 100 frames per second.
100 frames per second?
So yeah, every second it encodes 100 frames.
Oh,
It depends how fast your computer is. So, but here it is. So we just encoded an image sequence into a file. Hopefully it plays. Yep. And let's say we have like a music, we can, like an audio file, we can also attach it to this file. So I have like a sort of a cheat sheet for different common tasks that I do with FFmpeg. For example, here's one for encoding H.264. By the way, let's see what codec did it use to encode this image sequence. So if I do FFprobe on this file, and then again I look for the input stream 0. That's not stream 0 here. Yeah, so it's used H.264. The resolution of the image, that was this, and it used 25 frames per second. But we obviously can specify this. Let's say often when you work with media, and then if you edit in certain softwares like Premiere, and you work with people, they often ask you to output your file in format called ProRes. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here. Encoding ProRes FFmpeg. So all I need to know from this command is like those options. So this I we already know. Those options we don't really need to sort of worry about. We're just gonna copy it for now. But you can see already there is an FPS, there is some other stuff, and the key thing to see here, C and V, it stands basically for a codec. C stands for codec and V stands for video. Because you can use codec for audio as well. You can specify that. So if we just copy this part. Oops. So let's say I want to now take this this file MP3 that we just encoded in H.264 and like, or like let's take this image sequence, and instead of encoding to H.264, we encode it into this ProRes. And what's good about ProRes is that it's a very low compression format. So if you look closely at this video, I mean it's hard to see with the naked eye, but if you like open it in the image editor or any other video editor, start zooming in, we see like there's some compressions that are happening at a certain level. So ProRes has a much lower compression rate. So let's take the same command that we just ran for this image sequence, and in between our input and output we add all these options. right here. And we just run it again and asking if I want to override this file that I already have there. I say yes. And it's telling me that the codec is not supported. Oh, I know why. Because so basically ProRes doesn't like what it's telling me is that the codec is not supported in the container. And as you know now already that the container is what it's not the same as the codec. So in this case the container is MP4 and that's reflected inside of a file name. So what we need to do, we need to rename it into MOV. So it's a little weird here. It's just this is the continuation of this line. So it's telling me that it cannot encode ProRes inside of MP4 container. So if I do MOV, it's gonna be fine.
Is that because both are after?
I think that ProRes has some attributes that MP4 container does not support. And Apple use a MOV container traditionally. Looks like it's messed up this original file. Let me re-encode it because I want to show something. Yeah, because it's overloaded. Okay, hold on. So now you, one thing to pay attention to when you're dealing with video is or any files is the file size. So and here you can see there are two videos that are identical. This is a MOV version that encoded into ProRes, and this is MP4 version that for some reason doesn't play with preview, but it's encoded into H.264. And the file size of H.264 is only 3.7 megabytes and ProRes is 55 megabytes. That's a huge fucking difference. So, let's just to verify that, you know, we did everything correctly, we do FFprobe. On this output. Oh, underwater.mov. No, it's output. It's the deck.mov, okay. So where's my string here? It's here. Set video, ProRes, and the profile is proxy. So ProRes has a different codecs. And this is corresponding if you in your video editing software, you have, when you're exporting your file, you have all these options, what codec to use. And the most common ones you would probably want to use is H.264 or ProRes. There will be other codecs, but those are the main ones.
We had to, that last part, where the previous command we had a bunch of tags. I missed where you got those tags. When you were encoding into ProRes?
This one?
No. After that? Like you can, yeah.
Ah.
Where was all of that from?
This is just, well, the easiest way is to just go on the internet, and it's like,
Just go on the internet and find it.
yeah, I usually do, or you ask an LLM.
Like
Yeah.
where are the commands you need to
Actually,
put
I mean,
in or-
okay, let's ask an LLM. Let's make it bigger.
This is where something like Shell GPT is really useful because straight in the command line you can just be like, just ask and then have it give you the command. I use the cursor pod implementation to do that, and that's super easy. And also GitHub Copilot is another good way to get agentic action like that through the command line.
Yeah, I think this is a correct command. It's missing some of the options I have, but this is like a bare bones. If you need to specify frame rate, you can do it. I'm not sure about the profile 422HQ. Let's try if it actually works. So this using GPT-4o mini. So Claude is the best at that, what I found, and in general encoding at the moment. So let's test if this is a valid command. And what we see here is the FFmpeg I input file, right? Bunch of other, like a flag and the value. Like the flag and the value. Think about it as just like a property, the name and the property value, right? So you have a CV stands for codec video ProRes. Then you have another option called profile for video V, and this is just a profile name that this codec support.
What is profile V?
Well, ProRes codec specification define multiple profiles for ProRes encoding. So if you look into documentation for ProRes codec, there will be different profiles. For example, low, medium, high. Like H.264 also has a profile. You can encode in low quality, medium, high, and so on. So it's just basically you can think about it as a preset for a codec, the quality of the codec.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically take this set and put like as your command.
Yeah. And then you can say, let's say, what other well, it gave me those which do not correspond exactly into this FFmpeg. I think if I were asking Claude, I feel like it would give me exactly, so I need to. But those are basically just a profile. They don't correspond to this value, but the ProRes has the following profiles, which looks correct to me. And it said, low bit rate, low quality for offline editing. High quality version of ProRes 42 suitable for high-end post-production. That kind of stuff. Usually when you're doing media inter-exchange, let's say you work with the editor for a movie or something, you would probably output something like ProRes 444 because it's the least compressed version. And it's also support alpha channel, which only a few codecs support. Yeah, I want to try this command just to verify it works. So remove all these options. Maybe it's one like this. Nope, I think it's bullshit. Yeah, I think it's bullshit. It's not correct. This thing is not correct.
You might need to uninstall or install H.264.
No, it doesn't look right though.
Because I do have this command right here.
No, that's not the
Here,
right,
profile
that's
set
not it.
0.
Yeah, it's a number.
It's
not,
number.
Which
It's
LLM are you using?
And it's 0 through 4.
This is
3 if
GPT
you
4.0
know the
mini.
state. Yeah, that's just wrong.
Yeah, this one sucks. Let's just switch LLM and see. Like Claude will answer this no time.
And I've had it give me the wrong numbers before too.
So here I'm just setting LLM to Claude. So now it's Claude right here.
Yeah, that whole 422 thing is not the profile V to
This should give me a right thing.
Yep, there we go.
Yep, that's correct. So the profile just accept the number. Anyway. That works. Nope.
Okay, so my Claude said V2, V3 is if you want to maintain original quality. So that's like a full quality version, which I guess is fine if you're already coming from H.264, then your quality's already crashed.
Well, but this is you kind of fuck around with it like this, something doesn't work, you're like, what's going on? Maybe you paste it back to LLM, maybe you find some other thread on the internet. Like, usually if you find it on the internet, it should be working, right? So at least,
Really?
yeah.
You find it on the internet?
Well, in Stack Overflow, if it's uploaded answer, it's not like it's going with bullshit.
I know, like, if you just take that statement at face value, oh, if you find it on the internet, it should
That
work.
must be true.
If you find
It would
it,
be false if
no,
it's
I
on
feel
the
like if you
internet.
find an FFmpeg command on the internet, it's gotta be working.
And FFmpeg command maybe, but
Yeah.
just that statement.
Right. I meant a FFmpeg command in particular. But then what I do, I'll take a note of this. So I never have to go on this adventure again.
You put that in your cheat sheet.
Oh, actually, I have this profile V. It said 0 is proxy, 3 is HQ. All I needed to know, apparently.
It was wrong too because it says it's standard, but 3 is HQ, 2 is
Two is
standard,
standard.
so it was even incorrect over here.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I
It's
see.
crazy,
3
like,
is
it's gotten this
HQ.
wrong for me a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, two is standard.
So this is where LLM is.
Do you ever use anything other than standard for 422? I feel like I'm using standard if it's 422 and then 4444 if I need anything better than that.
No, I use 444 and proxy. I use proxy for just my own edit when I like just outputting intermediary version.
And
And
444
for-
for final.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I'll do 422 if it doesn't matter or if it's trash source material anyhow, and I don't
Right.
stuff up.
It's nice to save space because this file is
444 is
absolutely
huge.
massive. Here's like extract 10 frames for a video, which was useful. I was using it for photogrammetry, where you take a bunch of images of an object and you create 3D object out of them. So instead of taking images, I can take a video and then extract frames from that and feed it to a specialized photogrammetry software to create a 3D model. But so besides just like a kind of face value utility, you can do that. Any command you do can be now automated, or I can create like a queue of things that I can process overnight, because some of this conversion can take a long time. So for example, let's say we figure out that command, not that one. So now I can make a script. Oh wait.
I do feel like I'm somewhat obligated to let you guys know that there's also any of the agents on Eden have an FFmpeg multi-tool command.
This is how it come up today. Gene was showing FFmpeg tool.
But his problem was he switched to a super retarded model because they hit a rate limit. And so they were using O1 Mini, and that was getting all the tool commands wrong.
Ah,
That was why
I see.
like, his entire workshop was super.
No, I'm just saying he mentioned that, and then some people ask like, "What's FFmpeg tool? What does it do?" But basically, it does anything you want with your media.
And that's super nice to just be like, hey, take these 4 files and concatenate them together and change, crop it and change the resolution so that the longest size is 1920 or something like that. And then you can string together an agentic call and have the thing try. And, obviously it doesn't always get it right the first time, but it will try again a couple of times and it doesn't.
So here what I'm going to do, I'm just trying to show you how to create a quick and dirty script. Let's say you have a bunch of video to convert, you want to do it overnight. So you can do code, just create this file, convert sh. So if I do this, it opens this file in VS Code. And so now I can paste this command that we just run. And let's say I have another video and this, like what other commands we did.
Information and the computation of energy.
Which app?
And these
It's a VS Code.
This is just max
No, it's just a text editor. It's called VS Code. You can download it.
Everything you have value of its own. Now let us pick
Yeah,
up
we discussed in the previous section, so that's why I'm not pointing out.
Today there is quite an
Download
interest
super
in
easy.
all kinds of stones. They're interested in the crystals that form in rock and all these types of things.
Hi there, of course. I always know it's him. It's always him.
Trace don't know how to internet.
Please don't.
What?
That's right.
Oh, I have to mute myself. Sorry.
You can speak,
Oh my god.
not your TV though.
Sorry.
So I created file with .sh extension, which stands for shell, and I put those two commands. And let's say that each of the command takes maybe an hour to process. For example, I've been converting a lot of files for the talks that we record. Usually from OBS, those files comes out as like multiple gigabytes files. So and if you convert them to H.264, I usually do resize, half the size. So I end up saving sometimes up to 10 times of the size of the file. So, and that's pretty great. So if you have a lot of video from the camera that you don't really care about and don't want to delete, you can just convert them all. So for my media collection, I made the whole tool that basically go and search for different video files within the directory and then just start converting them all at the same time. But you can do it this way, just like kind of like a little bit of hacky way and less convenient, but it works. So if I save this file, and one thing that you need to do that I didn't show you, if you try to run this file straight, if you even try to type it like this, convert, say, I try to type convert, it doesn't even type it, so. So I use tab, it doesn't have to complete. But if I type it forcefully, do sh, it said permission denied. So this is a bash script, and in order to run it, you need to basically set a permission bit on this file to allow execution of this file. And the command that does this is called chmod. And you need to run it as an administrator, which is another command is sudo. So if you want to run any command as an administrator, usually prepend sudo to it. So chmod, and then I do +x. X stands for executable. So I'm adding the execution bit to that file, and I do convert sh, and it asks me for my system password. So now this file is executable, so now I can just do convert.sh. Oh, I need to do this.
Can you say what was sudo again?
Yeah. So if you run man sudo, it said execute this command as another user, but that user is really just administrator user. So it's basically execute any command as administrator. So for example, I do ls, but I can also do sudo ls or any other commands. It's sometimes so if I do ls and do la in this directory, I can actually see this extended output of the ls command, all the files. And for example, on our convert sh file, this is all the permission bits. The first 3 is for the user. The next 3 is for no, the first 3 is remind me this. The first 3 is administrator.
Root.
Yeah.
Group user.
Yeah. So the first 3 is for administrator, which is sudo. The second 3 bits is for the user, and the last 3 is for the group. This is sort of like canonical thing that Unix has, and my user is Kif, and the file, and this file is owned by me, and it belongs to this. My user belongs to the group called staff. And so I can see, so as we learn, the second 3 sets is a bit, and we can see that X is set because we just run that command and set that executable. So the bits are read, write, and execute. So obviously administrator can read, can write, and can execute. But the user in this case can only read. For some reason I cannot write, which is weird. but I can execute. So, and the group is the same in this case. So if I do, can I do -x? Yeah, I can. Look, so I just did sudo chmod convert -x. So the file is not executable again. So if I try to run it, again, it gives me permission denied. Let's do ls again. And so now you can see that in converted sh, the execution permission bit is not set anymore. That's a little bit of detour, but that's necessary to run the file. So, but now you can run any script. It's basically this annoying operation that pretty much required every time you make a script. So if I run the script, it will go and run this command line by line. So first it will go and execute this command until it's finished or failed, and then it go and execute the next command until it's finished or failed. We're gonna go through this. You can see like how it will go through the process. Now it's done with this first command, now it's running the second command. And this is the beauty, because sometimes it can be like, why am I doing this exactly? Why is this my FFmpeg command doesn't work? You know, because once you figured it out, not only you know how to do it again with this command, but also you can make it an automation on that, because you can, you know, apply it to multiple things. And what's handy in here that you can, like, let's say, let's do a little bit more practical example. Let's say we're going to do it like a very like hacky way again. So let's do cd pictures. What do I have here? Well, again, this Egypt folder, right? So I go to this Egypt, do ls. That's a lot of media here, and a lot of MP4 files. So as you remember, I can list all the MP4 files with the star.mp4. So that only lists an MP4 files. Now the question is, let's say I want to convert all these files with FFmpeg. How would I do that? So one of the kind of hacky way would be, based on the knowledge that you already have, is to create a FFmpeg command for every file. Well, there's with LLM, there should be a simple way to do it. So let's try to do it. It's kind of interesting. So I put all this list in here. You can do it in any LLM in the browser. I'm just using it here within the text editor. Nothing special. And so the command that we want to run, let's say, well, I don't want to do image sequence. Let's do let's see what other commands we have. Well, encoding H.264, right? So let's do that. So we just copy that one. Let's see if that works. So I'm using Claude. And the system prompt is just default helpful agent. Well, it's actually gave me a smart way to do that, which we can also test. Page. Well, we actually don't need to do that, so we can use the power of VS Code, I guess. So let's do that. So this is the command we want.
What's SRC?
Mm-hmm. So undo ls -1, and that's going to print these files in the column like this. So I'm going to select that. Actually, just paste it here. So in VS Code, you can do a box select. On Mac, if you hold Option and Shift, you can select your thing like this. And then it's basically create multiple cursor. And you can go there. Oops, I messed up. So the other way, let's say I lost my selection, I can select this by keyword. If I double click on FFmpeg and I press Command D, it select the same word in the text. So if I just do it for the whole thing. So now I can go at the end. And this is the options that I want. Paste it here. And now the tricky part, because I need to specify the output. I think the multiple cursor, so if I copy this again, paste it, yeah, it actually works like this. Because I have this on every line, so it's actually smart enough to understand. But I don't want it to inside the same file, so I want to, let's put it into a directory called converted. Great.
You don't have to specify -O for output?
No, it's just the last argument to this command, it basically is an output.
Okay.
This is the syntax, but yeah, -O is often used, and I think FFmpeg also use that. You can do that.
Use a for loop there.
I know, I'm just trying to be
Okay.
dumb.
What's a for loop?
But for loop is the next. So, you know, believe it or not, sometimes this way is actually the one I use. Because sometimes
It works.
there are some problems with the for loop, and yeah, sometimes you want to do something and you just pipe something to LLM and give you like quick and dirty way. It's like,
Well,
whatever.
will tell you a for loop too.
Yeah.
If you ask it for it.
Right, it did give me, so we'll try that next. So if I save that, the only thing that I need to do is to create this directory, because it's not going to do it for me. So I do make dir, convert it. So now I have this directory in there. So this script was in a different folder, was in, I think in pictures. I'm going to copy it here. Pictures, demo. So I'm doing C, let's move. So if I want to move the script, so I can use the move command, move from pictures demo to this current directory, which is this Egypt directory. So I do that. If I do ls, where is it? Well, I do ls star dot sh. It's not in here. Oh, of course, because I didn't specify what I'm moving. forgot where the directory was. Ah, okay. I moved the whole directory, so I'm dumbass. So I moved the whole directory inside here, so I'm gonna do demo. Copy the script out of this demo. So I'm gonna show you what happened. So I just moved this demo inside my Egypt directory. So there's a convert script in there. So now we have this script in here that we just made. We can cat it if we forgot what's inside. So this is all our commands inside. So now we just run it. And hopefully it goes well. So when you're doing this kind of stuff on the files that are important, just make sure you copy them, back it up. Because, you know, with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility.
Thanks, Uncle Ben.
Well, I've just messed up my file so many times.
Yeah, no, it's important.
That's very important. And it's not very obvious. And I think you only learn it once you've done it.
No, you never learn it.
You never learn it. No, I learned it.
The power just draws you back in.
I mean, like, it doesn't matter how many times you learn it, you still end up making mistakes sometimes.
But yeah, check it out. How awesome is that? So now I see all the files coming in, getting converted. Yeah, we can all go home now.
This is super nice too, like when your images are too big for your website or, you know.
Yeah,
whatever.
in fact, not even too big. Pretty much, you know, if you're putting image in the website, it's almost expected you want to convert it. And in fact, I have an image. I have a snippet for this. So FFmpeg. So for example, I have encoding video for web. So this is the command that I use to encode any video for web, and it's using special. First of all, it's using H.264, and it's using a preset slow, which produces the smallest file size, and it's using all these flags that I found online that people recommend to use that improve the playback on the website, and so on. So I have some explanation here for myself. And for images the same, and you can use FFmpeg to convert images to JPEG and make it like a small file size. And what's nice that it's consistent, and that's a tool that you can once you figure it out, you can always use this quality for these images, and you always know that there's gonna be consistent experience. Versus with some other resizer tool, you never know what kind of quality of JPEG they're using. Like Photoshop sucks because it can apply it to bulk images. You need to do it like one by one, and that can be tedious. You have to upload a lot of images. So great.
So what was? So I understood how you got you apply the command to each of the files.
Yeah.
But what was the function or the purpose of the convert.sh? What's that?
A convert sh, it's a file where these commands lead.
Okay, so all of that is under convert.sh.
Just a text file.
It's in the text file.
Just a text file. There's nothing special about it.
But it's a very specific convert. It's a very specific file with all of those files that it's going to convert.
Yeah. So let me cancel that.
It's not like.
So I'm pressing Control C many times to just get out of it. So if I do code convert.sh. So this is just a text file. So and I'm just the command that we've been running one by one in the terminal. I basically copy pasted this command a bunch of times, but with just different files and input and output. So this is sort of the most straightforward way to start making scripts, even if you the only thing that you know is just one command. Of course, there is more elegant way to do it, and this is what the Claude tried to say to us. So it suggested me to use this what's called a for loop. So if I copy this, remove all that stuff, I'll paste that instead. So you can kind of see this is just a more concise, insane syntax for getting files from the directory and applying a command for each file, which is the same. And you can see that it's using also some templating to basically create an output, and it also using this file as input. So basically, if you look word by word, it said for file in. So, and this is this returned a set of files, or what's called array of files. So, and this is going to be just the file name in that array. And so, and then you can use this special syntax with the $, and you can substitute the value for every file. Let's see if this command works. It looks slightly weird to me, like especially this stuff, but maybe it's fine. So I just do convert sh because we replaced all this is our script now. Yeah, it does work. But if I'm kind of, if I will be like more careful script writer, what I would do, I would put a comment on this line, and in bash you use this character to comment the line. And then what I want to know, what this file really is, because I'm not quite understanding what is it returning the right set of files for me or not. So what I can do echo, and I do $ file. So, and this should just go and print every file in this folder. And I can even like just, okay, let's do that first. Yeah, so that outputted this. I can even do hi and then file like this. See, now I just apply this for every file name. Just the text, takes file names as text in and output text out. But in this case, it's calling a command. This is also pretty neat. So if you understand this syntax, which is not a lot of things you can figure out with LLM, then you can start writing like mini scripts like that basically go on any directory, execute this convert sh, and then do that for every file, which is pretty awesome. And this, I would put it like this. This is more generic. So like this, right? So find all the MP3 files in the directory, basically, and for every file, execute this command. And the converted output will be the same file name without extension, and then the converted appended to it. I think we already converted a few files. Let's see. Yeah, I see it's generated those files here, which is a converted version. I would do it in the folder. This is a little ugly. But of course you can always, with bash and terminal, it's very easily can be moved to a folder. For example, make there. I already have converted, so I do move / converted. Well, before moving them, let's just do ls to make sure that we're grabbing the right thing. So, and I put star on front because I don't care what's in front and I don't care what's in the end, as long as this thing has a converted in it. So I do ls, and it lists all the files that has the converted in the file name. And so now I can just replace ls with move and add where I'm moving to. So I'm moving to convert folder. Is it? Oh, it's converted. So boom, now they're gone, and they're all here. It's pretty neat. How's it, Gandala? Does it make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
We just need to go re-reference all the tags and stuff.
But yeah, if anybody has a specific question, please ask. If not, we can just finish the session.
What's bash?
Bash, I kind of using this interchangeably, the command line in bash. Bash is basically the language of it's a popular language. It's for a shell. It stands for Born Again Shell.
I was actually asking about, wanted to ask about Z shell.
ZSH.
Do you use that?
Yeah, on Mac, they basically switch from what used to be Bash, they switch to ZSH now. So what I'm running actually is not Bash, but ZSH. But ZSH is backward compatible to Bash. It just has a few features that I don't really know or care about that Bash didn't have apparently. I never had a problem with Bash.
I was reading between the two, and it just has like better wildcarding, and it handles arrays better.
I think arrays is one of the things, but Bash, new Bash, like the different version of like the language Bash, the new Bash also handles array just fine.
The only thing that I saw that I'm like, oh, I actually do want that, is you could do like cd ... in order to go up 3 folders. And
How you can do it?
yeah, and so
Like
that's-
this?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, are you in root right now? We need to be in a bunch of folders.
I am. No, that doesn't work.
That's what I was reading. That Z. Oh, you might need to install. There's like a really common Z shell package.
Ah, I know. Yeah, and I'm not into.
Oh my Zosh.
Right, oh my gosh, yeah.
So oh my Zosh was the thing, and that's got like a lot of templating and different hotkeys. And
Basically, yeah, there's a lot of things, and you can replace a terminal with like iTerm on Mac, and it has all this like bells and whistles. What I like about the shell, and like I usually don't add a lot of this bells and whistles. I try some of them. Is that again, it's a common interface that exists on every computer you basically touch, Unix-based computer, and sort of knowing default ways to navigate and like getting used to those ways, I think it's powerful, because once you're in the new computer, new environment, like you know how to do it, and if you get used to certain conveniences, that's become really annoying.
yeah, but that seems like a convenience I really want. Is like cd ...
Yeah, but it's not like, this is not that hard to do this, right, instead.
No.
So this goes 2 directories up. So, they just, is it very inconvenient? No, it's fine. I feel like some of the convenience. I have like a few things. For example, here, I have this. So if you press Command R, this is actually a function I didn't mention. So that's called reverse search. So it's search through the history of all the commands you typed before. Press Command R. And if I type FFmpeg, it shows me all the commands. On your terminal, it won't show the same way, because there is a little convenience program that I have installed. I forgot what it's called. I need to look it up. So that does this kind of autocomplete, and then I can go but on your shell it will work. You just need to keep pressing Command R, and it will cycle through all the commands. So that's the only thing I think pretty much used. And if I look at my Bash profile, so if I do code at Z profile, because it's ZSH shell, not Bash anymore. So this is a script that gets loaded every time I open this terminal. And I think part of this script is this autocomplete thing. I'm trying to find now. And you can see I can have like functions here, actually FFmpeg functions. One of them called extract mp3. It just wraps around this command, so I don't have to remember or type this command. The bash function I actually use a lot. This file doesn't have a lot of them, but I really like bash functions. And here's the one that transcribes an audio file with Whisper. So for example, I can go, let's do cd download, maybe I have something there, to ls to have mp3 files. Here's a 22K run dialogue that Jack recorded of us chatting. So let's do transcribe. This is running Whisper CPP locally on my MacBook Air M1 CPU. So I'm gonna start transcribing our conversation, what we were talking about from audio. think if I want to listen to it, I think this is Command A play. Is it? Apparently not. Well, I can just open it in the, if I type open, it's going to open in the default Mac player.
But yeah, I'm thinking, I was talking to Vincent about doing like a nightly, he was calling it a dream sequence, I was calling it.
This is audio that gets transcribed, you know? This is pretty convenient, no apps need to be installed, it's just like a single command. And I can, you know, pipe this output to SGPT for summarization and stuff like that, which is pretty powerful, I think. So I can do something like, you know, transcribe, and then I do SGPT, and then do, oh shit.
So actually, this
Summarize
would be
or
the
something.
thing for you to try right now, if you want, is if you pip install SGPT Lite LLM, then this will offer a Lite LLM server, and you can configure SGPT to use the render base. And I was thinking-
I need to install extra things so it doesn't, it can't point just to a remote.
No, it's just a different branch of the SGPT library. And that has Lite LLM support, and that's like a wrapper for sending to other
I see.
LLM providers. So it's normal SGPT, but you pip install SGPT bracket, or like shell dash GPT bracketed Lite LLM, and then it'll install.
Which model would you use for the completion? Because I play with all of them and they all kind of sucks.
For which?
Like on the render beast there on the.
So I just started using Quen Code 2.5 or Quen 2.5.
This one's the most powerful actually for even summarization and other tasks I tried.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So
Even better than the what's this other Chinese one? The big DeepSeek.
Yeah, but DeepSeek is a thinking model. You wouldn't want to use it for that anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what it's good for. I tried to do I tried to do a summary on the transcription, and the result was like very unsatisfactory.
DeepSeek's only really interesting for me, anyways, if you want to see insight into its thoughts, and most of the time you're just burning a lot of tokens to see extra insight into its process. Because it uses a lot of tokens on the thought process, so it actually makes it really slow. But I just, while we were talking here, set up on this computer, because I'd done it before, Shell GPT to be able to use the render beast locally. And that might be worth going through, because everybody here can use free compute on that computer. Whenever you're on Mars, or if you set up a VPN wire guard from anywhere in the world, we have free local LLMs. And some of them, like Quen Code 2.5, fine-tuned is a 4.7 gigabyte model, and it scores just as high as Cloud on certain things, and it's all open source.
What? 0.25?
Quen 2.5 coder is the name of the model.
Which company or what LLM?
I can show you here what Vincent is talking about. Let me open my what's the
WireGuard? You don't even need to do it.
Safari. I have this weird thing where on
Can't remember the name Safari.
that's also was it chat? That's Mars at College, port 3000.
No, for Olama, it's 11434. And that's just the Olama API endpoint. So we're not, port 3000 is the interface for.
But OpenUI, but they also has all these models, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to show that just so it's useful to play with.
Yeah, sure.
So this is running on the computer at Ivan's place, and this is all the models that we have. I play with it. So there's a DeepSeek 32 billion parameters, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, Quen 2.5, 32B is too big. It's going to be slow, but there should also. Oh, I haven't made it public.
I
yet.
tried that. I think it works. Let's.
It'll work, but it's going to offload onto the CPU and make it slow.
Okay, the killer question today. What is the FFmpeg command for ProRes?
For converting H.264 to ProRes.
So this is running local LLM on that machine, which is pretty dope.
Like you need to be like command K'd into this.
You can just go to this URL from your phone.
I just tried it. Wasn't I couldn't.
Are you
It's
on
3000. Make
Wi-Fi?
sure it's HTTP, not HTTPS, and you're on
I'm on
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Some people have also had proxy or like DNS problems. You know, I was having this.
Josh, did
Port 3000.
it do it right? HQ?
Yeah, HQ is 3, standard is 2.
Ah, it's 2. It's also did it wrong.
Wait, what does it say?
No, it says
HQ
2
is 3.
standard. Yeah, HQ 3. 2 is standard, HQ is 3.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's correct.
Full command, more options. This looks correct to me. No, R for... oh, wait, R isn't correct. Is it correct? It's FPS, no? It's definitely FPS. Fuck is R? Oh, it's also frame rate. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Look, it's even just went and told me how to install FFmpeg for different platforms. How great.
If you refresh, you should see more models in the drop down up top.
Oh, you just updated something?
Yeah. So now you should see Quen25 coder model. At
7 billion?
yes, so that one, and then Mistral 7B Instruct are both really good smaller models that'll be really fast.
Well, okay, let's check the Mistral. I didn't have that much luck with Mistral. What does instruct mean?
Instruct means it's all chat models are instruct models. So like GPT 2.5, like everything before Chat GPT was a completion model, and all LLMs are completion models at first. So an instruct fine tune needs to happen in order to get anything that isn't completion.
That was pretty fast.
Yeah, but it's wrong.
But the preset is wrong, and this is totally wrong too. ProRes 422 underscore.
That was what GPT originally told you too. Remember 4.0.
No, this got 2 wrong. The other one got 1 wrong.
Like those are the names of the preset.
Freaking
but
FFmpeg test.
Numbers. Like that is the right name, but you don't give it the name. You give it the number.
I think
Try Quen25.
I think this is a cool thing you can do here, right? You can run a prompt for multiple models at the same time, right?
Yeah. So you can do coder.
This one's 7 billion, and then we do one more.
Wait, what's happening when you do multiple?
Well, it will feed
You'll
this
see
prompt into a.
side by side comparison. of each of
Should you do Dolphin? Which one should we also try?
them.
What's Orca?
DeepSeek R1 14B might be.
This?
Yeah.
Let's
mhm.
try. Okay, now I go here, edit. I just remove
Quite
the space.
distilled into
Send.
Quite. The DeepSeek.
This is kind of cool, right? That this can do this.
Yeah, sign up. Or like the DeepSeek is distilled in Quite.
It's fine tuned with Quen outputs, I think.
So Mr. we already know it's bullshit, but we rerun it. Is it gonna do? No, it didn't fix it. It's still.
If you could also compare against
Deep.
Mixtral.
Okay, let's check Quen. Can I enlarge this? This is really painful. Seriously? I cannot scale it, Vincent.
I don't know what to tell you there.
Yeah.
Copy it. That looks right.
That looks right, yeah. Which one was that? Quen?
125 coder.
Yeah, I think this one is sort of the best that I...
That's the one
Oh,
that
no.
I use with Olama and SGPT from local in ShellGPT.
And DeepSeek, let's see, ProRes, KS, profile. Oh,
That's right.
come on.
Yeah, so the 125 coder is specifically trained on code, and
Mhm.
it's supposed to be as good as Claude at some of these things.
It's also give a bunch of also, like audio. I didn't ask for audio. It give me audio options and stuff. And also look how long this in output is.
But that's because you're seeing the thinking as well.
Mm.
But yeah, DeepSeek is always super verbose. You have to kind of tell it not to be in the profile setting for it. But it is giving you some other helpful information.
Mm.
You should also, I mean, we have time still? We still got a little bit of time. Do you want to try Claude Code?
Yeah. What is it?
So install Claude Code. I think it's Anthropic CLI maybe is the pip command. Let me see.
It's written in JavaScript.
Yeah. Is that a deal breaker for you?
No, it's fine.
So yeah, you need to do an npm install Anthropic CLI.
It's just lousy. That's all I can say. If you write your command line tools in JavaScript, it's lousy.
Do you have an Anthropic API key? Because if you don't, I can use mine.
Well, let me stop this. There's a bunch of people on the stream. Are you guys still interested in what we're doing, or we can sign up?
No,
It's super cool.
Yeah, all right. Then we're gonna see Vincent API key here.
No, we're not.
No?
I mean, I'm gonna.
Everybody screenshot it.
I've already put it in.
Ah, you did?
Yeah.
For yours?
Yeah, I think I have it as my. Or what I'll do is I'll put it as an environment variable.
That's great.
And then
To where?
to my system.
Like a true pro.
Well, how are we gonna see your screen?
Well, then I'll take the HDMI.
Ah. You need to stream your screen too.
Yeah, 1 second.